When you think of prison, you probably think of a hardened, tattooed, burly man. And sure, males make up the majority of prisoners in Australia. But I was surprised to hear recently that female prisoners are actually on the rise in Australia. This is the latest Prisoners in Australia report released by the Australian Bureau of Statistics last week for the reference period 2023. Although the number of prisoners has increased over the year by 3.3%, female prisoners have increased almost double that at 6.4%. Before you ask, there are no stats for non-binary or any other gender. Keep in mind that females only make up less than 10% of the total prison population, but it's still interesting nonetheless. In terms of what crimes are being committed, acts intended to cause injury, although males have increased by 6.3%, females have increased more than double that at 12.8%. For unlawful entry, females have increased at more than triple the rate of males at 19.5%, although it should be noted that females have had a significant reduction, as have males, in illicit drug offences. What's going on in society that explains this disproportionate increase in female crime? They didn't put it on the chart, but robbery, extortion and related offences committed by females are up 30%. In terms of country of birth, 83% of prisoners were born in Australia, with the highest overseas-born populations including New Zealand, Vietnam and the UK. For Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander prisoners, there has been a significant increase in acts intended to cause injury. Although the number is a lot less, there has also been a significant percentage increase in the number of Aboriginal Australians being imprisoned for sexual assault. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander prisoners increased by 7%, which is more than double the 3.3% increase for all prisoners, and more than the 6.4% we saw with females. After accounting for population growth, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander imprisonment rate increased by 5%, meaning that on average, more and more Aboriginal people are going to jail, even when accounting for population increases. 33% of all prisoners identify as Indigenous, noting that less than 4% of Australia's population identify as Indigenous, meaning Indigenous people are almost 10 times overrepresented in the imprisoned population. 78% of imprisoned Aboriginal people had experienced prior adult imprisonment. Queensland has seen a rapid rise in violent offences, with acts intended to cause injury up a massive 20% in a single year. Although male prisoners increased by 9%, a significant increase, female prisoners increased by a whopping 15%, while Indigenous prisoners increased by 11%, which is significantly more than the 7% seen across Australia. But that's nothing compared to Western Australia, which saw its female prisoners increase by 19% and Aboriginal prisoners increase by 14%, double the Australian average. Tasmania bucked the trend a little bit with a 20% increase in male prison population compared to 9% female, which is still above the national average, while they had an 18% increase in Indigenous Australians being sent to jail. After accounting for population growth, the imprisonment rate in Tasmania has increased by 19%. What the hell is going on down there? Criminality has significantly increased per 100,000 people across the board. And our darling Victoria, overall their imprisonment rate decreased by 5%, good to see, but despite this, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander prisoners increased by 17%. How does that work out? Anyway, that's the data as provided by the ABS. The significant increase in female and Indigenous Australian prisoner populations has all happened under Albo's watch. Now, I'm not necessarily saying he's to blame, but I'd suggest that his divisive voice referendum campaign, as well as cost of living concerns, have played a major role in creating an environment where normally innocent people would decide to participate in the most serious of crimes.